What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream. And boy, are things kicking off on this Saturday night, guys. Welcome to your daily transfer update. Big up to everyone locked in on my channel. Big up to everyone locked in over on Chelsea Fan TV as well. And it was a little bit of a quiet day today, not too much going on. And then bang, in the last 15, 20 minutes, we've had Chelsea have agreed terms with Villarreal's Nicolas Jackson. He's given his blessing to join the club. And then also we've had that Chelsea will be bidding for Moises Caicedo next week as well. We've got all sorts going on, people. We have got all sorts going on. Obviously, Hakim Ziyech could be going to Saudi Arabia, which would be fantastic. We've got the latest on Arsenal's rejected bid for Kai Havertz. Mason Mount, if he doesn't go to Man United this summer, will be prepared to leave on a free at the end of this upcoming season. But people, there is plenty to get into already, guys. Big up every single one of you in the chat. Make sure you smash the likes on both channels and subscribe to both channels as well if you haven't done so already. Yeah, it's a good point. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not a Friday night. It's not a Saturday night. It's a Friday night. Yeah, that's mad. You can tell I'm excited, guys. I don't know what day of the week it is, but we have positive Chelsea news. What have I been saying, people? Be patient. Good things will happen. And, you know, we've agreed a deal with Villarreal for Nicolas Jackson, which I'll get into shortly. We've also, looks like we're going to bid for Moises Caicedo next week as well. Everything's popping off, people. I told you, last 2 weeks of June, this is where the big stuff is going to start happening. Don't get angry now. Get angry if stuff doesn't start happening for the rest of this month. And boy, is stuff happening. So big up everyone in the chat. Let's get straight into this. Let's get into the big breaking news, which is Nicolas Jackson to Chelsea is a goer. David Ornstein, the Ornstein dagger hits differently, as does the Fabrizio. Here we go. You know when those things happen, it's big. So Chelsea have agreed terms with Nicolas Jackson and intend to strike a deal with Villarreal. £35 million release clause if needed. 21-year-old striker's committed. Also, Brighton rejected a 60 million Chelsea bid for Caicedo 2 weeks ago. Lavia, Kone, Tonali, and Nicola Barella are among the alternatives, obviously, if Chelsea cannot agree a deal with Brighton for Moises Caicedo. But let's read, guys. I'm going to bring the article. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen, but I will just read what it says. I've got the Athletic article up. Chelsea have agreed terms with Villarreal forward Nicolas Jackson. The 21-year-old, who has a 29.8 million release clause, has committed to the West London club. Chelsea intend to negotiate with the La Liga club to complete the deal and bring the Senegalese international to Stamford Bridge this summer. I think that's pretty much all it says. In terms of Jackson, he joined Villarreal in 2019 after progressing through their youth ranks, made his La Liga debut in 2021. He had interest from Southampton and almost joined Bournemouth in January, but he failed a medical. Jackson scored 13 goals in 38 games last season for the La Liga side. Also made his Senegal debut in November, coming on as a sub against the Netherlands. So, yeah, basically, Jackson, a young forward, 21 years of age. I mean, guys in the chat, let me know what your thoughts are on this news. I mean, we kind of knew it was coming. But at the same time, I don't think we were expecting it this quickly. You know, Nazar Kinsella in the Standard with the exclusive saying that Chelsea were looking at Nicolas Jackson. And then obviously we had, Fabrizio saying it was a concrete option, and then bang, Ornstein, and then subsequently being confirmed elsewhere. Look, it could well be a replacement for Kai Havertz. I think that's quite possible. We've got Armando Broja. We've also got David Datro Fofana. But I think Datro Fofana is will go out on loan. There's no two ways about it. No two ways about it. He will go out on loan. I think Datro Fofana is clear. I don't think he's ready for the first team. But at the same time, who knows? He could well be ready for the first team, maybe. In a year's time, should I say? But right now, I don't think he's ready. I think Jackson could be looked at as a replacement for Kai Havertz, and he can also play wide as well. So there's good versatility there. I'm not going to pretend I know loads about him. Yes, we've got Amanda Broja as well. You'd imagine that Broja and Jackson will rotate. Jackson could be used as a winger as well, potentially. Fofana, look, guys, I know we've got Fofana, but he's not that great. He's not that great at this point in time. He will be loaned out next season. There's no two ways about it. People don't realise that Fofana was actually dropped to the 21s because he wasn't good enough in training. So, so he's not quite ready yet. That's when Fofana needs to go out on loan and play somewhere. And then we've also got Broja, who you would imagine would rotate with Jackson. Broja's obviously, signed a new 60 deal at the club. Pochettino reportedly a big fan of Broja. And Broja definitely deserves an opportunity next season as well. So I imagine that Nicolas Jackson, this to me looks like a replacement for Kai Havertz. I wouldn't think this would be the main striker signing. I'd be surprised if it was. I wouldn't expect it to be. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat. We have got what looks like it's going to be Chelsea's first summer signing. Let me scroll back to the top. Well, there's quite a lot to get through. I'll try and get through every single one of these. Bakayoko, guys. Bakayoko has finally been released by Chelsea. No more Bakayoko. No more wages being paid out on him. Goodbye, Bakayoko. I think Martinez is happening instead. Lautaro could do. Sav, big up my guy. Let me just get through as many of these things as I can. Yeah, DM me that article if you can. Big up everyone. Al Nasser to Ziyech to Al Nasser potentially. Will Nicolas Jackson be future striker or will? I don't know. I think he'll play a part this season for sure. I don't think we're going to spend 30 million on Nicolas Jackson and him not be involved in the first team squad next season. I'd be surprised. I think Ornstein misunderstood those four names are not alternatives, but with Caicedo. I don't know. I'd have to read that again and have a look. Yep, we've had a rejected bid for Kai, which we'll get into later on. What else is in here? A great season doesn't equate to 100 million price tag. No, but that's the market these days, and it's about what Brighton value him at, not what his actual market value is. Yes, big up my guy Chelsea. Big Nicky. Guys, we're going to have to think of a chant for Nicolas Jackson. I'm not really sure what. Welcome. I'm excited. New striker and Caicedo next week. Bid for Caicedo going in next week, guys. We will also get to the bot. We'll get into that as well. There's loads to get through. Let me just big up everyone in the chat. It's Ego. Big up my guy. Fabrizio is very, very close to Caicedo negotiations and his agent. Let's wait next week. Bid going in next week for Moises Caicedo. Really don't understand Chelsea's transfer strategy anymore. It's data driven. It's and it's looking at some of the best young talents. And I think Nicolas Jackson obviously fits the criteria of the data. He fits the age range that they're going for. He fits an exciting talent in Europe, and that appears to be the route that the club are going down at this point in time. And it's going to be up to Mauricio Pochettino to make sure that he can develop these young players into top players. But I think the Under-20 World Cup has shown us that all the players that starred at the World Cup are Chelsea players, and the youth recruitment does seem to be working. Cesare Casadei, Chukwuemeka, Slanina in goal, to name three. Andre Santos as well. So I think this youth drive is working. Hakim Ziyech to Saudi. Kante wasn't offered a new contract. No, there was an offer on the table, but obviously it wasn't taken up. Some random dude. No, look, I don't know an awful lot about him, but look, let's be excited. Let's give the guy a chance. He's not even got through the door yet. Let's give him a chance. EP, the guy. Hello, big up, Angeline, Eve. What else we got popping off here? We have already got Broja. Hello, love this channel or love this channel, whatever. I'm going to presume it's love. So thank you. I've gone through that. Jackson looks good. Oh, it's down there. No, thank you, my guy. I appreciate it. No, I don't know why it's Friday in New York City. It's also Friday in the UK as well, where I'm doing this from. I just got a little bit ahead of myself. We have Broja. Mitrovic would make us better. I don't think so. We need to keep. No, we don't. We don't need to keep Fofana at all costs. I think Fofana could be decent for us maybe in a few years' time, but right now he's certainly not ready. No, I don't think he is a Broja replacement. I think he's a Kai Havertz replacement. That would be my betting. To me, he looks like a Havertz replacement. Can play centre forward, can play wide as well. This to me looks like a Havertz replacement for sure. I don't know why everyone's so keen on Fofana. Look, we need squad depth. We need strength and depth as well. We're going to be, there's going to be rotation. There's going to be injury suspensions and whatnot. So Broja will get his fair share of minutes next season. I'm pretty sure of it. I think I've looked at that Fabrizio tweet already. We'll have a look. What we need is a player like Mitrovic, cheap Premier League experience. Mitrovic wouldn't be cheap, though. That's the thing. Mitrovic wouldn't be cheap. Probably costs twice as much as what Jackson's going to cost. We do have Fofana and Broja. We have three good young prospects now, Fofana, Broja, and Jackson. Yeah, I still think we need a top quality striker. I would agree on that front. But look, Fofana will go out on loan. Broja and Jackson will play a part next season. And then let's wait and see what happens with Lautaro Martinez, Osimhen. Let's wait and see. But I think, honestly, guys, I really think that Nicolas Jackson will be a Kai Havertz replacement. I don't think he's going to be our main centre forward signing. I'd be surprised if he was, but I'm not sure. I would agree with that as well. Yes, I haven't heard. I don't know an awful lot about him. I'll be perfectly honest, but he's 21 years of age, plays for Villarreal, got a decent-ish record. He was very close to joining Bournemouth he's very close to joining Bournemouth in January, should I say. And it didn't quite happen. I failed a medical. There's been interest from Aston Villa, probably still from Bournemouth as well. And and RB Leipzig and I think Milan were interested also. So he's obviously a decent player. But let's wait and see what happens. Look, I understand that people think it's underwhelming. Big up, Top Bins, by the way. Thank you for tuning in, bro. But look, we've gone down the route of exciting, shiny object syndrome, big names, guys doing really well at the moment. It hasn't worked. Let's go. Look, this is the new approach. Let's give it a chance. Let's see how it works. Yes, you could say it's underwhelming, but I think it's exciting. Look, I don't know loads about him, as I've said, but I think let's give the kid a chance. I think he looks good. I think he can be decent for us. And if the data is suggesting that he's good and Pochettino is happy to work with him, then let's get behind the kid and kind of see how he does. But I fully get Broja and money for Caicedo. I don't think so. We'll get to Havertz shortly. I've just given my thoughts on Jackson. No, I wouldn't have thought so, Shano. I wouldn't have thought so. Yes, Evan Ferguson probably is better, but we're not going to get Evan Ferguson. So yeah, we're going to have to park those thoughts there. I agree on this. This is a low risk move. And that's what we've got to be taking bargains on. This is why we should, for me, this is the sort of price range you should be shopping in for centre forward, sort of 30, 40, 50 million pounds maybe. We've tried the big expensive forwards and it's not worked for us. As you said, Woodsheddar, if Poch wants this kid, then let's go for it. Let's go for it and see. That again could work potentially as well. I think it's exciting times, but it's always nice. You think Chelsea True thinks it's the main striker. That's going to be interesting. But let's wait and see. I'd be surprised. Was Fofana scouted by the same people who have scouted Jackson? I would imagine so, but I'm not sure. I think Winstanley was more of a driving force behind Fofana because Fofana was very close to joining Brighton, so he would have scouted him at Brighton. Obviously, came to Chelsea and decided to take up that deal as well. I'll get to Moises Caicedo shortly. The bids are going to go in next week. For the price and age, good business for Jackson. I absolutely agree with this. I think the price and age, guys, it makes absolute sense. He needs to learn as well. He's got things to learn. Yeah, Bakayoko gone. Guys, what a Friday night. Bakayoko gone. Jackson reminds me of Isaac. Alexander Isaac thinks we're a little bit ahead of Jackson in terms of his development and what he's like as a player. But he's quite tall, quite rangy, skillful, eye for goal. Look, I think we've got a decent player on our hands, but let's keep our feet on the floor. Let's not get too carried away. Let's not expect miracles from the kid. But look, I think it's an exciting signing, and I think it's a different way of thinking, a different way of going than we've been used to. But I think we've gone down the big expensive player route, and a lot of them don't really work out. So let's get these younger guys and see how they do. I think it is a good replacement for Havertz next season. Bowley Masterclass coming for FFP. Let's see. We're actually in the mud. No, we aren't. Look, we aren't in the mud at all. Look, I'm confident we will get some experience in as well. Young doesn't mean inexperience. If you're old enough, you're good enough. And experience is more about the amount of games you've played and the sort of the magnitude of games you've played in. Just because someone's 19 or 20, it doesn't mean that they're inexperienced. In my opinion, if you've played over 100, like Badia Shield, for example. 21 years of age, might be 22 now. He's played over 100 games for Monaco. You wouldn't say he was inexperienced. That's experience at the end of the day. So it's not just age. So let's hold fire, obviously, on that for now. He's a good player. I mean, guys, if you know much about him, do put it in the chat. Good business. Nicolas Jackson's a marvelous striker. Good challenge for the Golden Boot. I mean, I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but let's think so. Not just yet. We obviously had the controversy coming out last night about StakeBet being potentially the sponsor for the shirt next season. But none of that's been officially confirmed as of yet. No, I don't think so. There's more to it than that. There is more to it than that. But the numbers don't lie either. They whatever data they're using, whatever recruitment they're using, if what they're looking at, and obviously they'll do the eye test as well, of course, they'll go and watch these players. And if these guys think he's good enough and Poch wants to work with him, then let's get on board with it and let's get behind him. Oh yeah, that's the obvious one, Mark, isn't it? A Michael Jackson style song. Yeah, we need to try and think of something. Quite possibly, but let's wait and see. Yeah, Jackson has played wide as well, but he's predominantly down the middle. Yeah, the Ornstein dagger is mad. Like the feels you get from that when it strikes is unreal. Same with Fabrizio. Jackson first signing, he is. Who will be the leaders on the pitch for us? Lots of young players, more work for Poch. Yeah, look, leaders. Look, we've only got Thiago Silva. Really, I suppose you could classify Kepa in the leadership group if he stays. Other than that, there's not many. I think Enzo Fernandez can definitely grow into a leadership role. Reece James, I think, could grow into a leadership role as well. But really, you're looking at Thiago Silva and then possibly Kepa, Koulibaly, experience, possible leadership. But yeah, we do need leaders as well, for sure. Want Moises Caicedo? Absolutely, I want Moises Caicedo. How much longer is it going to be for us to lower the value of Havertz? Look, we're going to bring the value down. There's no two ways about it. No two ways about it. Big up David Bushnell for becoming a new member. I'm not sure what channel that's for, if it's Chelsea Fan TV or it's my channel, but whatever channel it is, guys, thank you very much for becoming a member. We greatly appreciate it, or I greatly appreciate it. I'm sure all the other guys do as well. Let me just hide that current comment. There's a couple of super chats that I need to get through as well, people, where there's a lot of stuff coming in the chat. I'm trying to get through as much of it as I can. Big up. Let's see how Jackson does. Hopefully he won't be singing Michael Jackson bad. Yeah, let's hope not, bro. I think Nicolas Jackson will be good, but I think he needs to develop more for first team opportunity. Yeah, I think so. What about the present? He can be the present as well. Look, I think we're going to get Moises Caicedo. Hopefully that should be wrapped up next week potentially. But look, I get the worries. I fully understand it, but you know, let's just trust the club. Let's see what the plan is and kind of go from there. I suppose. I think that's all we can do. Perfect signing. Our best strikers have always been cheap, effective ones. I absolutely agree on that. He's not the Havertz replacement. He's a backup for Broja. Veiga is the Mount replacement. We don't know who. No, I don't think he won't be. I don't know if he'll be a backup to Broja, because that would indicate that Broja is going to be the main striker. I don't think he is. But again, we don't know what the club's plan is. I think we will try and press on and get Lautaro Martinez. But look, let's wait and see. We don't know what the plans are. Let's see how he does in pre-season. Let's see what happens with this one. But I would look. This is just my opinion. You guys have got different opinions. That's all cool. We all got different opinions. But I would expect him to be the replacement for Kai Havertz. That would be my guess. But let's wait and see what happens on that front. Caicedo not next week. Havertz needs to be sold. Agreed. Nicolas Jackson will challenge for golden boots. Well, I hope so, mate. I hope so. I want her to leave Chelsea. You mean Havertz? Yeah, I think it will be Lautaro, to be honest. I think Osimhen is going to be way too expensive, ultimately, with the other business we need to do. Also, our attack isn't bad at all, and Nkunku will be our main threat like Eden Hazard. I'm excited for Nkunku. Let's not group him in with Eden Hazard just yet, but I'm excited. But then will Poch use him as a false nine? I've got no idea. I don't really know, guys. These are questions I don't know the answers to. I can surmise. I can try and guess what I think he might do. I would suspect that Jackson will get minutes down the middle, and I also suspect that Jackson will play off the left or the right potentially as well, because he can do that. So, and it fills a winger space in the squad as well, given we've only got Mudryk, Madueke, and Sterling once Pulisic and Ziyech go, and Havertz goes as well, and maybe Mount. So can fill in there as well. So look, I think he'll have a place to play in the squad. I don't think we are, mate. I honestly don't think we are. I understand we've had a shocking season and all that, but I don't actually think it's too bad. I really don't. Iwanyi would have been good, but I don't mind this guy. Iwanyi, look, at Forest, done well, playing for Chelsea, different level. I know we've been crap this season, but yeah. Was Watford also a data-driven squad build? I don't know. I don't watch much of Watford. What about matters of the defence? Koulibaly's got an offer on a table from Al Nassr, I think, actually, in Saudi. We went from big rumours saying we were going to sign a marquee striker to Nicolas Jackson. No, look, I think we will still sign another forward. I don't think that's in doubt. But let's wait and see what happens. Look, I tend to agree with you on this. Like, if you look at Chelsea signings over the years, I think Enzo Fernandez is going to work out for us and be brilliant. And he's obviously an expensive signing. But generally speaking, the signings that we spent a lot of money on haven't really worked out. It's the guys that we've either bought in for free that have only come through the academy or we've not paid very much money for that have proven to be the most successful ones. So just because it's not a big name, and just because people might not have heard of him before, doesn't mean this guy's not a good player, and doesn't mean that he can't be a success at Chelsea. We've got to give this kid a chance, and I'm excited to see what we might do. Look, it's different, and I think this is what we've got to remember, guys, is that this is different from what we've known before. I mean, obviously, I don't know what your age is in the chat or anything, but for me, I've grown up only knowing what it's like for Chelsea to win. By the way, guys, keep smashing the likes on both channels, people. On my channel, got almost 100 of us locked in, but only 32 likes. Let's make sure we run the likes up, guys. Let's get it to at least 50 likes on my channel and beyond, and keep getting those likes up over on Chelsea Fan TV as well. And make sure you subscribe to both channels, people. I will pop the links in the chat shortly. But poor scouting. I don't think it is poor scouting. Lautaro wants Chelsea, quite possibly. Are these even Pochettino signings? Look, Pochettino, I think, would want Caicedo to be consulted on that. If he didn't want him, he'd say. And I think most managers would be more than happy to work with Caicedo. Look, I think, you work together as a group. So the guys will do the data-driven stuff, the scouting, and then they'll run the players by Pochettino. And they'll have a discussion about it, and they'll decide whether to proceed or not. You haven't even watched him play, bro. This is my point. Like, how can we say that these guys aren't Chelsea-level players? And we've not even seen them play. I haven't even seen him put the shirt on yet. He's an exciting prospect. We can't just decide already that because it's not a big name, they're not good enough for Chelsea. We need to stop that trail of thought. We really do. That Fofana should stay because Broja is just coming back from injury and might not be 100% fit for the season. We've got Broja. We'll have Jackson. Nkunku can play as a forward as well. We might bring one more in, so let's wait and see. Top Dog RLG, big up my guy. Thank you very much for the donation. Greatly appreciated. Nicolas Jackson's metrics are even better than Evan Ferguson's. From what I've seen from him, he's a very technical dribbler, a strong runner, and really quick. Love this move. Yeah, look, I haven't looked at his metrics. I'm not going to pretend to have looked at his metrics, but if you've looked at his metrics and they are better than what Ferguson's are, then fantastic. It looks like we've got a decent player on our hands. He's done well for Villarreal. And we're going to need to be patient with him. He's going to need time to develop. Pochettino's going to have to work with him. The Premier League, let's see how he adjusts to that. It is going to be an interesting one. I am certainly very, very, I am excited for it, but at the same time, I've kind of got my feet on the ground. But I agree with you, bro. I do like this move also because these are the sort of moves that have generally tended to work out for Chelsea in the past over these sort of big money moves. But big up for the donation, my guy. Appreciate it. Mudryk got an assist against Macedonia tonight. That's good. Jackson reminds me of Anelka. Fair. I haven't watched him play too much. So, bro, we don't even know this. This is my point. How can we decide that he's not Chelsea level? I don't get it. He is good. Bro, I appreciate this. Sheikh Eric Ten Hag tuning in. Yeah, no, thank you. No, of course you do, bro. Of course you do. And that's obviously going to be a concern. But let's wait and see how the rest of this window pans out and the next couple of weeks towards the end of June pan out as well. Look at Arsenal, youngest squad yet. Yeah, look, this idea that you have to have players of a certain age. Look, Arsenal probably fell short. They just didn't have enough depth and perhaps they just lacked players that had the experience in terms of winning and experience in big moments. But you can achieve, just because you've got a young team. Like when Chelsea won their first league under Mourinho, there was only one starter over the age of 26, and that was Makelele. All the rest were under 26 years of age. So, you can do it. You can do it. Selling all our experienced guys and replacing them with little boys. Owners haven't got... I think that's a bit harsh. I personally don't agree with that. Hello, bro. Who did you think is coming to Chelsea? Look, Jackson's coming to Chelsea. I don't know who else is going to come. Let's have a look. Better than Havertz. They are all coming up experience. Yep. Just sell Cover and replace him with 19-year-old boy like Lavia. Yeah, Cover's going to go, and I think Lavia could potentially come in again. We've had that. Chelsea have met with Lavia's father as well. So let's wait and see what happens with that one. I'll get into that in a bit. Big up, Joe. Thanks, Samuel. Big up, my guy. Yes, bro, I'm good. Hope you're well. Mudryk with 2 assists. Yeah, bro. Guys, I'm telling you, you should have invested. I was invested in the Mudryk stocks early last season. People were writing him off, calling him a flop on this. Invest in your Mudryk stocks, people. Trust me, this kid, is going to the top, and I think it could be cooking for us next season. What else have we got in this? I think Nicolas Jackson will be a good signing, but I think he needs to develop more for first team opportunity. I hope we get Moises Caicedo as well. Adam, big up my guy. Thank you for tuning in. Arsenal had young players for years and only won an FA Cup, still can't win the Premier League. Look, guys, we're not going to suddenly win the Premier League straight away. Let's be perfectly clear about that. We aren't suddenly going to win the Premier League straight away, but I think we can hope. Let's wait and see what happens. What else have we got here? I don't know why we're getting so annoyed. Abeba, I don't know why they are. Let's hope that they can put those injury problems behind them, because we do desperately need those injury problems behind us, because we can't afford to go into another season with Chile and James picking up regular injuries. Yes, we've got Gusto now. Lewis Hall can deputise. Maybe Cucurella will have a better season, but we want Chile and James cooking on full gas and to be as fit for as much of the season as possible. Too early. Chelsea need a top level. Look, I think we will get a top level striker as well. Poch will make him dangerous. Absolutely. Sounds like another midway case of happy days. Yeah, could potentially be, bro. Could potentially be. We need the next Timo Pukki, Mitrovic. What else have we got in the chat here? Rasmus Højlund going to be too expensive, I think. What else have we got? Oh, look, I don't know the answer to that. I hope so. That's the plan. What would be my forward options to sign? My personal preference would have been Ivan Toney, but obviously we've got Jackson in now. I'd look at someone like a Lautaro Martinez or a Dusan Vlahovic. One of those two would be my preference now. Exactly. Thiago Silva for free as well. No, I'm not even. It's low. This is what I mean. It's low risk, high reward. £30 million in this market is very cheap in this day and age. It is low risk, high reward. Even if it didn't work out, in 2 or 3 years' time, he'd be 24 years of age, and you'd still be able to sell him for more than we bought him for. So this is low risk, high reward, and I think it makes sense as a signing. Could have 4 strikers next season, but I don't think we will. Absolutely not. I'm not going to even read that. What have we got here? Yeah, 100 million strikers. Not. We bought Hazard around 35 million. We did. Bro, I've got the super chat. Don't worry, I've gone through it now. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with everything in the chat. What else have we got here? Because it's not Osimhen or Lautaro, people are crying. Yeah, this is my point, guys. It's not a big name. Just give the kid a chance. Don't even put the shirt on yet. We're already moaning about it. I'm really not sure about Broja. A lot of fans say he's good. I've watched him a little bit. I've watched him a bit start of this season before he got injured. He looked decent, but obviously, let's see how he returns from that ACL. Let's have a look what else we've got here. Let me just get to the bottom. Guys, I'm going to try and keep up with the chat. But anyway, yeah. So what I was saying was, look, Nicolas Jackson is going to join Chelsea. That deal should get wrapped up next week, I would have thought. He's given he's committed to the club. We just need to agree a deal with Villarreal. 35 million euros clause if needed. We could maybe try and negotiate something a little bit cheaper, potentially. I don't actually know, bro, what the injury record's like. I don't think it's too bad, really. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, he did fail a medical for Bournemouth in January, so maybe there are potentially some underlying issues there. I'm not so sure. But guys, it looks like Chelsea have got their first summer signing through the door. Firmino's not going to come to Chelsea on a free. That's for sure. The free sounds more sensible. Yeah, but he wasn't going to come to Chelsea. We don't need a top level striker. We need a striker that can fit into a system. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely agree. Openda is going to RB Leipzig, I believe. This is my point. The only strikers that have worked for Chelsea in the last 20 years have been Drogba and Costa. The rest of them, Anelka did all right, actually, in fairness. He did win a golden boot. But in general, the rest of them have all been shocking. So let's wait and see. We need a new medical team. We absolutely do need a new medical team. Haven't seen hardly anything of Jackson, to be honest. Just hope this turns out to be a gem of a signing, spending crazy money on big name forwards. Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. We need a top level striker. What is there? Is there more Ornstein? Is there? Or is this from earlier? Let's have a look. What else have we got from Ornstein here, guys? This must be Romelu Lukaku, who's turned down a move to Saudi Arabia and said to be annoyed at Chelsea are yet to sanction another move to Inter, where he spent the entirety of last season. Well, we'll get into that later on as well. But I don't think this is new Ornstein. It must just be the same thing. It must just be the Jackson thing. Anyway, let's forget about that for now. What else have we got? One season, it's a big risk. Tammy did all right to be able. He did do okay. absolutely we should try, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But yeah, guys, it looks like we've got our first summer signing then in Nicolas Jackson, the Villarreal 21-year-old versatile forward. Up to absolute most, still cost £29.8 million. I'm excited for it. Let's wait and see what happens. But Chelsea have got their first summer signing. I'm not going to get too carried away just yet because I went on stream and was celebrating the fact that Ugarte was a Chelsea player and that fell through. So I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and then Jackson suddenly decided to go elsewhere or the deal has fallen through. So what I will say is it looks like Chelsea are going to have their first summer signing and it will be Nicolas Jackson from Villarreal, which is quite exciting, people. Quite exciting to say the least. So let's move on from that one then. Let's move on to the other news then in terms of Moises Caicedo and Chelsea's pursuit for the 21-year-old midfielder. Now, obviously, that Ornstein article saying that Chelsea had a 60 million bid turned down a couple of weeks ago. That makes sense. I thought we would have tried something. That's obviously going to be nowhere near enough money. It's more than we offered in Monday. This is it here. So I'm going to bring it up on the screen now. It's going to take us close to £80 million, I reckon, to get him at a minimum. So Caicedo, that things are moving in the right direction, guys. This is what I said about being patient, people. Things are happening. Okay, so Chelsea have decided to submit an official proposal for Moises Caicedo next week. Direct talks will take place with Brighton in order to get it done. The agreement on personal terms is at very advanced stages since yesterday, almost done. So personal terms, and this is my important thing to stress, that don't get carried away when with things like personal terms being agreed. Personal terms are really easy to agree. It's just agreeing on wages and whatnot with the player and other bits and pieces. That's the easy part to agree. The hard part is to agree a fee between the two clubs and then agree a structure of how that fee will be paid, how much up front, how much in installments, how many installments, how long will the installments be over. Those are the things that are tough to agree on. But it looks like this is taking a step closer. But guys, keep getting the likes up, by the way, as Enz is saying, or on if it's could be ons or ends. Guys, on my channel, 100 of us locked in, people. Get the likes up. Keep smashing those likes, guys. 288 of us locked in across both channels, guys. Big up everyone in the house. Smash those likes, people, and subscribe to both channels if you haven't done so already. I will pop both links in the chat for you to go and support both channels and subscribe. But guys, let me know your thoughts on Moises Caicedo. I think this had to be the big signing for me. I've always maintained it was Declan Rice or it was Moises Caicedo. Ideally both, but let's wait and see. So guys, I'll just put the link to my channel in the chat, and I will also link Chelsea Fan TV in the chat as well, because you need to show some love to us over there. Also, people, make sure you subscribe to both channels. Right, Moises Caicedo. Anyway, so this is a big one. I mean, this for me, this has to get done. This needs to be done quickly because this is going to be a deal that's going to be tough to do. Is one Caicedo enough for our midfield? It's going to make a big difference, but we need more. We absolutely need more. There's no two ways about it. We will need more than just Caicedo, but it does make a massive difference. And the thought of Caicedo and Enzo in midfield is a filthy pivot. If that's the way we go 4-2-3-1. That is an outrageous pivot. You have Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. If we can add a Romeo Lavia in there, we've got Chukwuemeka, we've got Caicedo, we've got Andre Santos. Things then suddenly looking massively on the up on that front. So yeah, I think so. Caicedo is going to make a massive difference. What else have we got in the chat? Chelsea board should get Caicedo and Lavia at all costs. Yeah, Lavia, we'll get onto him shortly. Caicedo better than Rice. I don't think there's much in it. I'd be happy with both. After Caicedo, get Paulinho and Onana or Lavia. Paulinho is not going to happen, but Onana or Lavia is more likely. Rice has 200 games in the Prem. Caicedo has 40. Look, Caicedo has proven for me that he's a phenomenal footballer. Even though he's not played that many games in the Premier League, he's been superb for the club. He has been really, really good for Brighton. He's the closest thing to me to a Kante regen. That's the way that I look at it. I think he's been outstanding. I think he really has been outstanding. The fact that he's only 21 years of age, he does all the stuff off the ball, runs like he's got the work rate, he's strong in a tackle, he's good with the ball at his feet. He's a good passer, can play a bit further up the pitch as well if needed. Look, for me, he ticks all the boxes. The way he played and how he made Brighton a stronger team, especially in the midfield area, has been really special to watch. I was lucky enough to watch Caicedo twice live last year, Brighton home and away. What a player. What a player. The way the guy just dominates in the midfield. I've never seen a 21-year-old like it. I really haven't. I don't think so. I think this could be exciting. I've covered that one already. Alan Varela from Boca. Is that a midfielder, or is that a forward? I don't really watch much South American football. Caicedo and Lavia. Yes, we need Caicedo so Enzo can push forward. Absolutely. Santiago, big up my guy. Caicedo, our next Kante. I mean, it's not too much pressure on him, but yeah, absolutely. Kante's his idol. He supports Chelsea. It's all pretty good. He wants to move. All that needs to be agreed is obviously the fee between Chelsea and Brighton. So we've got the buy-in from the players' side. We just got to agree the fee now and hope no one else swoops in and offers more money or can convince them to. I feel Caicedo will get number 8 next season if he comes to Chelsea. I haven't even thought about shirt numbers in all honesty, but there'll be quite a few available with the amount of players going. So I think he can probably have his pick. Is Onana coming to Chelsea? Give us an update. Not at the moment, he's not. Chelsea are due to meet Inter Milan, I think, again next week to discuss Onana amongst other things. So we'll have a bit of an option there. A lot of Brighton fans have said they're more upset losing Caicedo than they were with McAllister. Yeah, look, I think McAllister was good for Brighton, but Caicedo was the guy that really kind of held that midfield together and made things tick. Caicedo can play as a 6, but even if we're playing a double pivot, Caicedo works perfectly in that. And also, you know, he can play that number 6 role if necessary as well. We could still bring in a Lavia and others, you know. So let's not get too annoyed just yet. I think Caicedo complements Enzo more than Rice. Quite possibly, I would agree with that. What else have we got here? Chris, you understand hunger for let's get it done before it becomes. Yeah, I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning and it's another Agate situation. Barella and Manu Kone, both decent players, but again, I think it'll be Caicedo plus one more. Look, I hope so. Yeah, I've heard about him, Federico Redondo. I think he's the Uruguayan kid, isn't he? He done really well in the under-20s World Cup. Mate, please don't say he supports Chelsea. No, he does. There's a picture of him sat in a Chelsea shirt with his mum in the car. Any updates on Amadou Onana? I'll get to these shortly, guys. There's a lot to get through, people, but I will get to that shortly. Can Jackson lead our front line? He could do. I have a feeling Caicedo will end up as another Agate. Just know United or someone will come in. I hope not. Look, Chelsea are clearly in pole position here, acting as quickly as possible to get the deal done. So let's wait and see. No, Kante's gone to Saudi Arabia, bro. Chelsea are really advancing on the Moises Caicedo deal. The player is really tempted by Chelsea president. A fee of around 80 to 85 is expected to be agreed with Brighton. That must be the latest one on the Fabrizio. Smash the likes for Rice. I mean, even if you like Rice, smash the likes for Rice and just smash the likes anyway, people. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. There's 106 of you locked in on my channel and another 150 odd or 70 odd even. 80 odd locked in on Chelsea Fan TV. So run the likes up on both channels, guys. Just hover over that thumb button, give it a little click. It massively helps out both channels, spreads the streams far and wide. Oh, he's Argentinian, but he was under 20s World Cup there, wasn't he? Hope we cook well in the transfers. I agree, absolutely. No to Amadou Onana. We'll get to that. Charlie, if we sign Caicedo, who's the other midfielder you want us to sign? For me, it would be Romeo Lavia at Southampton. But again, I wouldn't be that upset if we got someone like Manu Kone or if we got Kefram Turam. But for me, it's Caicedo and Lavia. Those are now the two best options. I personally feel, in my opinion. No, Lukaku won't go to Saudi. What else we've got? Romelu Lukaku's annoyed, Joe, and we're annoyed at how shit he's been. I don't know how many midfielders we're signing, but I would suggest that 2 is going to be the preference on this one. I prefer Martinez over Jackson. I think we could get both. Chelsea willing to swap Gallagher with Rice, according to reports. Maybe. Yeah, I would agree. That's the only way we can get Rice. Have we got the money? Maybe we're going with a slightly cheaper alternative for forward, because we're going to maybe try and swoop in for Declan Rice. Who knows? Let's wait and see what happens. But I mean, Caicedo and Rice would be a dream, but that's not going to happen. Well, will at least Moises Caicedo support Chelsea, which means, yeah, let's hope so. Vegas, I don't know what you mean about Vegas. Brozovic is the top midfielder, he is. Gallagher should go. Yes, Pulisic, I think, will leave as well. Why can't we get both Caicedo and Rice? Because Rice doesn't really want to come. That's the reality of the situation. Nina, what have you missed? Well, what? There's been a lot going on. I don't know how much you've missed, but basically, Chelsea have agreed a fee, agreed personal terms with Nicolas Jackson, a 21-year-old Villarreal forward. So that deal should be wrapped up next week. Chelsea are going to start submit an official proposal for Moises Caicedo to Brighton next week as well. They had a £60 million bid for Caicedo turned down 2 weeks ago. Those are the main things, really. Been speaking a lot about Caicedo, a lot about Nicolas Jackson. I've got a lot more stuff to get through, but those are the main things, really, that Chelsea have agreed have agreed terms with Nicolas Jackson and Caicedo. The bid's going to go in next week. Well, the first bid, and then we're going to go from there. Bayern's there from the players' side. Personal terms won't be a problem to agree. It's just the fee and the structure of the payments now, and whether we include any players potentially or not. So those are the main things. But Chelsea's first summer signing is closing in, so that's what you've missed so far. I know. Thank you for tuning in. Rice and Caicedo are Chelsea fans. Yeah, they are. Loftus-Cheek will probably go. No more news about Rice, unfortunately. No. He's very well rounded, Jackson. That is. Yeah, look, I hope so. What else have we got down here? Chelsea should go for Watkins. We won't go for Watkins. What else have we got? Back on Diogo Costa. He's got a £65 million release clause in goal. I don't think we're going to pay for that. Tuchel potentially in for Havertz as well. Guys, there's so much to go for. I mean, I've already been here for 42 minutes and not got through too much at all. So it could be here for a little while, people. Big up, bro. Yes, big up, my guy. Jackson would be a good sign for Chelsea. He's an all-round striker who can drop deep. His shooting's decent. Is he a Poch signing or board signing? Look, I don't know. Look, I think we're not in a situation now where I think we have board signings anymore. I mean, I think it's going to be in conjunction, the recruitment department, the data stuff and all that thing, then in conjunction with Pochettino. Nina getting some love in the chat. I don't know if you're still here. How many midfielders are leaving and how many should come in? I don't know how many are leaving. I would imagine that Kovacic will leave. Gallagher's probably going to leave. Loftus-Cheek's going to leave. Kante's already gone. Mount could leave as well. That's 5. Couple might leave on loan as well. This big up, bro. Links to Tchouaméni. I haven't seen that, but I think that's nonsense anyway. Mason Mount again. Not too much news on him. United will submit a second bid. There's no two ways about it. They will submit a second bid. But again, Mount reportedly would be prepared to leave on a free if Chelsea can't agree a fee with United. So that's it. Chelsea fanatic, big up, my guy. What have we got in the chat here? Oh, fucking hell, my laptop's well slow these. Jackson's kind of signing to want to see more from now on. Low risk, high reward. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah, the less we say about Havertz, the better. Well, again, on the stake thing, let's hold fire briefly because it's not been fully confirmed yet. The club see the backlash; they may well change their mind. But yes, if they go ahead with stake, then that will be the case. Is that the kids' shirts will be blank because you're not allowed sponsorship on those shirts. What else have we got? Do you think Mason Mount departure affects Rice? Probably. What else have we got? Arsenal can have Lavia. I don't want him at Chelsea. He's too young. Right. I hope so. I'm not sure. Is the reality of the situation? I don't really know. I don't know enough about him. But obviously, if the club have deemed him good enough to sign, then he has certainly got the potential to be good enough for Chelsea. And I think that's kind of the reality of the situation and where we're at. People, keep smashing the likes, guys. Let's get these likes up. You're doing a great job so far, team. But let's get my channel to 100 likes. Let's get Chelsea Fan TV to at least 150, 200 likes, people. So keep smashing the likes and make sure you subscribe to both channels as well. Show both channels some love, guys. Jackson is a Poch signing, but Gallagher should be loan, not sell. Let's wait and see. Nah, bro, thank you for tuning in. Glad you're enjoying it. Just giving my thoughts. We can't allow Mace to go on a free. No, I agree on that. Oh, Gabri Veiga. Yeah, Gabri Veiga looks decent as well. I'll get onto him shortly. Chelsea should terminate Lukaku's contract just like Arsenal did. Yeah, I don't know if we can, if that's even a possibility. Let's wait and see. But yes, guys, the main news is that Chelsea are going to go for, obviously, the Moises Caicedo bid next week. That's when the official proposal is going to go in. Have we got any more news on Caicedo or anything like that before we move on? Because yeah, we spent a long time on Caicedo. We spent a long time on Nicolas Jackson. So let's wait and see what else is happening tonight. Let's see if we've got any more news. But again, guys, 85 million pounds it looks like for Moises Caicedo. So yeah, that could be moving along next week. We could, I'd like to think by the end of next week, we could potentially have Caicedo wrapped up, people. That there's definitely the potential for that. There's no two ways about it. There is the potential for that. I'm just trying to see if there's any further news on Caicedo other than what Fabrizio has already said. Let's have a look. Chelsea have that's fine. That's pretty normal. Yeah, that seems to be it on the Caicedo front. So yeah, that's going to move forward. That's going to move forward next week, I would imagine. Pulisic 2 goals, Mudryk 2 assists, performed for everyone but us. Pulisic is just so hit and miss, no consistency. Mudryk, I don't think had a fair crack anyway, really. So yeah, I'm excited for him next season. I think going to the under-21s Euros with Ukraine is going to massively help him out as well. So yeah, I think there's a big season brewing for Mudryk. I totally agree. It's what happens with what else? For his minutes played, Jackson averages a goal per 1.5 games. Not bad. We need that Ornstein dagger. We need that Fabrizio. Here we go. We need that stuff, people. Unveil Caicedo before Nkunku. We're not going to be unveiling anyone until we've got a shirt for next season. So yeah, we're going to have to wait for that. Because life's not that easy. Transfers don't work like that. It's not that simple. Terminating Lukaku's contract. Chelsea will have to pay the 3 years left on his contract. Not that simple. Agreed. Caicedo, Gallagher, Chukwuemeka. We need more midfielders. Yeah, we do need more midfielders. We've obviously got Enzo, we've got Caicedo, we've got Andre Santos. I think 2 of those 3 will go out on loan. We've got Enzo Fernandez. There's lots to look forward to. But yeah, guys, to round out on Moises Caicedo, personal terms are all but agreed. And Chelsea will go in with their official proposal for Caicedo next week. And there'll be more updates on that next week. But that's the latest with Caicedo. Chelsea in pole position for the player. He's keen to join. On the player side, things are advancing quickly, all but agreed. The fee with Brighton's going to be tough to agree, the structure of the payments and whatnot. So this one might take a little longer yet, maybe another week or 2. But I suspect by the end of this month, Moises Caicedo will be a Chelsea player, guys. That is my prediction. So that is the latest on Moises Caicedo. Let's just move on to another couple of midfielders very briefly before I move on to a few other bits. I will get to Gabri Veiga. I'll get onto the goalkeepers. I'll get onto Lukaku. We've briefly touched on Mount. Let me have a quick look. This is it here. So Romeo Lavia. Let's get him up on the screen, guys. So Chelsea met, this is according to Sacha Tavolieri, who is a Belgian journalist. So Chelsea met Romeo Lavia's father and still believes they have a chance of getting him. Depending on sales, they could get him and Moises Caicedo. It's possible. Lavia's agent, Amika Abassi of Elite Project Group Limited, is growing in power Arsenal because they sorted Bukayo Saka's contract renewal. Interest is real at Arsenal. So there is interest from Arsenal. Why are Arsenal just going for all our fucking players? You know, everyone we seem to want, Arsenal are also going for. So look, Chelsea have met with Lavia's dad. They believe there's a chance of getting him, but obviously to get Lavia as well, then we're going to have to we're obviously going to have to offload some midfielders. I think it's clear that we will offload some midfielders, but I don't know how long that's going to take us, how quickly we can potentially do it. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be one to watch. Lavia is going to have a lot of names interested in him. Guys, what are your thoughts on Romeo Lavia, by the way? Yes, bro, I'll have a look at this in a sec. That Jackson guy's not good enough. I'm telling you, and coming to the Premier League is different. Of course it is. But let's not just write this guy off because we don't know much about him, it's a little bit underwhelming to some people potentially. He's not even put a Chelsea shirt on or kicked the ball for us yet. We can't say he's not good enough. Brighton wants 70 to 85 for Caicedo. I think it'll be more towards the upper end of that. I think Santos and the other young guys should be integrated into the team, quite possibly. Like, share, and subscribe. Support your quality channel as you continue to get brilliant content. Oh, bro, I appreciate that. Thank you. Massively appreciated. I will put the links in the chat again a bit later on. We need depth for us to start trophies. Agreed. Sad day to see Chelsea legend Bakayoko leave. Yeah, Bakayoko, big up, my guy. Kepa and Mendy need to be offloaded too. I agree on that. All the top clubs looking for midfielders, so it'll be nice to get deals done. Havertz can go to Arsenal. The Premier League is just not for him, so we'll not strive there either, so we don't have to worry. Let's collect the money for him. I'm not even worried if he does well there anyway, because he's been shit for us, so it is what it is. Why can't we get Polinia? No, not true. I don't know if Polinia is in the list or he's part of the plans, but there's been no link to Polinia at all. So let's wait and see what happens on that front, guys. Don't need Lavia. We have young players. Would be good to get with someone with experience. Lavia, I think, has got Premier League experience. I think he could be decent for us. But again, the decision is: do we go for Lavia, or do we entrust one of those younger players like a Santos or a Caicedo to do a job in the midfield and save ourselves some money there, and give us more money to spend on a centre forward, or more money to spend elsewhere potentially? I'm not too sure. Jackson will be good under good management. Believe that? Yeah, I hope so. Must sell before 30th. Yes, we must. Lavia, look, Man City have got a buyback clause in effect from summer 2024, which is believed to be around £42 million. Southampton are going to want more than that to sell this summer, but I reckon you could get him for maybe £45 million, £50 million absolutely tops, which I think would be a good deal. Whatever happened to the Edson Alvarez of Ajax DM links? I think he's going to go to Borussia Dortmund. I think he's going to be one of the midfielders that will come in to replace Bellingham. Is what's being reported. I feel that we didn't use Havertz to his best potential. I'm not going through this conversation again. We've used him in so many systems, so many different positions under multiple different managers, and it just hasn't really worked out. That's the reality of the situation. What type of midfielder is Lavia, and how would he fit in alongside Enzo? Lavia is more of a defensive-minded midfielder. Absolutely ran the show when Southampton beat us 1-0 at Stamford Bridge this season. More of a holding midfielder, but very good. A lot of potential. Yeah, I just don't know how much opportunity Lewis Hall's going to get. That's the only issue for me. How much opportunity will Hall get? That is the $1 million question, guys, because we don't really know. Yeah, he's heading to Dortmund. He's been playing well though since Southampton. Yeah, no, he has been playing well. Yeah, Man City will come in from next summer, I imagine, which is why we need to get this deal done now if we want him. Havertz, he is good, but I think he's too slow. Maybe. Something's not working with Havertz anyway. He's been playing well for Southampton. Oh, we've done that. Caicedo was good at the Under-20 World Cup. No, he absolutely was. So, yeah, in terms of Moises, in terms of Romeo Lavia, guys, the latest is that Chelsea have met with his dad. It's possible for us to get both Caicedo and Lavia, but we'd have to also get some more midfielders out the door to make that possible. And there's obviously links there with Arsenal as well. So let's see what happens in the pursuit of Romeo Lavia. But I think most important for Chelsea right now is the pursuit of Moises Caicedo. Yes, we can be working on those other deals at the same time. What else have we got here? Let's move on. Obviously, we had a rejected bid for Kai Havertz, which, you know, that deal will get agreed. I don't think we need to stress too much about that. Let's talk about Gabri Veiga very briefly. Chelsea, the Steinberg report, and this is a while ago now. This was earlier today. Is that it? Yep, that's it here. So, Jacob Steinberg, this is earlier today. So, sources have indicated that Chelsea could make an offer for Gabri Veiga soon. They are pushing for the striker, making progress. So that progress has been done on that. They could bid for the 21-year-old Senegal striker next week. Well, we're kind of done on that front. But yeah, Gabri Veiga, another one that could well be on his way to Stamford Bridge potentially. 21-year-old midfielder, Celta Vigo, more of a number 8 rather than a 6. Vega's an 8. I think he could probably play as a 10. But yeah, predominantly an 8. He's goal scorer midfielder. Looks decent, 21 years of age, £34 million release clause, so very affordable, similar to the Jackson kind of deal. low risk, high reward. I think if Mason Mount were to leave, if Kai Havertz leaves, he'd be a good replacement for Mason Mount. Again, he could even replace Kovacic or Loftus-Cheek or someone like that. This Veiga deal, if we do go and bid for him, I think it could be decent. I honestly do think it could be all right. But again, we don't know an awful lot about him. He's obviously he's experienced in the fact that he's played regular football in La Liga. He scored a hatful of goals. He scored 2 goals against Barcelona on the last day of the season, which was exciting. So yeah, look, let's wait and see what happens with this bid. Again, we don't want to overpopulate the squad. We want to try and get a few more players out, but I also agree that we don't want to wait until we've got players out to try and bring players in, because we could miss out on players if we wait to try and get them out the door first. But look, I think it's exciting what's going on at the club right now. With these young players being linked. So yeah, Gabri Veiga, very brief update there. Gabri Veiga have done that. Veiga, I don't know what that ISM means. Could be a decent move for Adrian Price again. Absolutely, I agree. For me, it strikes me as another one of those low risk, high reward moves. There's no two ways about it. Seems we're suffering from obsessive compulsive 21-year-old syndrome. Yeah, we are signing a lot of young players. That is true. He's a good player. I've watched a bit of him in La Liga this season. Exciting, good talent. Eye for goal as well. I think he would do well for us. I really do think he'd do well for us. I can't stand another season with Havertz up top. Agreed. Jackson not good enough to lead the line. Still very worried about the striker situation. Can't go another season without a proven goal scorer. No, look, I think I do agree on that. Andre Santos thinks more of a defensive-minded midfield player. He has also got an eye for goal, and it'll be interesting to see kind of what we do with this amalgamation of young players that we are accumulating at the club at the moment. So yeah, let's kind of wait and see on that front. But Chelsea could be going in for Gabri Veiga. A bid could be going in soon. Let's wait and see what happens on that front. I feel the projects and future is what attracts these young players, which is good to see. Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll find it easier to attract the younger players than we maybe will to attract some of the more experienced senior players. That for me is what it boils down to. We'll probably find that quite difficult to do. That is the reality of the situation. I think we will find that tricky to do. But yeah, let's wait and see. Guys, I'm going to pop the links again to both channels in the chat. So make sure you click these links and subscribe to both myself and Chelsea Fan TV, guys. We're going to be bringing you loads of great content on both channels over the summer. So make sure you do subscribe to both channels, and you do also keep hitting the likes, people. That is what we need to do. Make sure we smash the likes, keep getting those likes up, and subscribe to both channels. Both channels' links are now in the chat, so make sure you go and subscribe, guys. What else have we got here? Yeah, we've done that. How many experienced players are left taking out Silva? Kepa's experienced, but again, it depends what you define as experience. Do you define experience as just age, or you define as experience as kind of a number of games played and whatnot? A lot of these guys have won Champions Leagues. That's experience. So I think it depends what way you're looking at. Leaders, agreed. We need senior leaders in this Chelsea team, a captain material. We have too many boys in the team. We need an experienced captain, someone who is 25 or 30 years old. Is Veiga better than the young midfielders at the club? But if Mason Mount were to leave or whatnot, we need a replacement in the squad. I think Veiga would be decent. I think we need to trust in Pochettino. We need to trust in the footballing department, the recruiting department, the scouting department. We need to just put our trust in these guys. Well, I mean, that's that's going to be tough to know. Honestly, I would love Mount to stay. I'd like him to stay as well, but ultimately, it looks like there's a problem. Do you think we'll get another striker in or not really? It's hard to tell. I think the plan is definitely to bring another striker in. There's no two ways about it. But I think, again, depending on price, depending on if the players want to come, it's going to be one of Osimhen, Vlahovic, or Lautaro Martinez. I don't know which one, but let's wait and see. Not saying Jackson won't be a good player, but if he did sign, could definitely use a loan at a Prem team. I'm not sure what the plan is with Chelsea. I don't think we're signing him to loan him out. I think we're signing him to try to try and play an immediate part. That would be my thought. That would be my thought. Next season, I hope we get 40 points quickly and not wait like last season around in April, get to 40 points. Yeah, that's hope not. Thiago Silva's a leader and captain. He can guide these players. If Poch in there too, absolutely agree. Enzo absolutely isn't done. No, that's Chelsea linked with Laporte, according to reports. I think nonsense reports, because we don't need another centre back. So yeah. Then Kunkel will lead the line. He quite possibly could lead the line in parts of the season. The recruitment, I think the recruitment's decent. Look at their track record. Agreed. These directors have proven themselves at previous clubs. We've just got to put our trust in these people, guys. It's kind of as simple as that, guys. We just got to put our trust in these people. That's the reality. That's what we need to do. Bakayoko was awful for us. For his passing was terrible in shoot, but he lacked concentration and awareness. Bakayoko was dreadful for us. Goalkeeper doesn't seem like a priority. I'm worried. I can't do another season. Kepa, no offense. I'll get on to goalkeeper shortly. Lautaro plays as a second striker in a two-striker system. Can he play up top by himself? Yeah, no, he can play up top by himself. He hasn't really done that recently, just because obviously the way that Inter Milan play, they always play in a two. So he's been playing up with Lukaku and he's been playing up with Edin Dzeko as well. So yeah, he can play. He can play up front on his own though, and with Nkunku off him, that could be very decent. Make Thiago Silva captain. Yeah, I would probably agree on that. I hope we don't sign Veiga and give Andre and Caicedo a good chance. All the young midfielders, Caicedo, Santos, and Chukwuemeka, will all be assessed in pre-season, and then the appropriate decisions will be taken as to what to do with them. I personally think Jackson, Breyer, and another striker will be too much. We just need two up front. I don't know. I'm not sure. You've got Breyer and Jackson. You've got Nkunku. Maybe is there room for? I'm not sure. I don't think we can be ruling Chelsea out of signing another centre forward. Absolutely not. If Koulibaly and Chalobah leave, how many centre backs are left? Not counting Silva. You'd have Colwell, Fofana, and Badiashile. Those would be the three if you exclude Silva. I don't know why Bro is trending on Twitter. No idea. Everyone hating on the owners because of on the field problems. They've been solid with the off the field stuff. They've made off field stuff has not been bad. The shirt sponsorship thing's been a bit of a mess, and some of the decisions have been quite poor. But ultimately, I think they've learned. They're learning from their mistakes, and I think this summer is going to be crucial to getting some of the fans back on side. Absolutely agree. How do you want us to end the summer with how many signings? I don't know. I think we need probably 3 or 4. That would be my opinion. Ampadu won't be a squad player this season. He'll either go on loan again or he'll be sold. Lautaro misses way too many opportunities to be a high risk signing if we were to go in for him. At the end of the day, every signing is a risk in some way. Yes, some signings are less risky than others, but ultimately every signing represents a risk. That is the reality of the situation that we find ourselves in. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a tricky one. It is going to be a tricky one. But I don't know. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I wouldn't believe that. Let's see. What's the plan for Dacho Fofana? I would imagine a loan. I would absolutely imagine a loan. Veiga would be a great signing as well. I agree on that. 3 centre backs are enough. No, we're not. Silva's going to be here next year, plus 3 more. I think we'll sell 1. I think we'll sell 1 centre back this summer, and it'll be Koulibaly or it'll be Chalobah. Silva cannot speak English. Very limited as a leader in the squad. No, I think he's a massive leader. I think he can speak English. He just chooses not to. Chalobah should be kept, in my opinion. I agree on that. Chelsea could have signed Bernardo Silva and Fabinho from that Monaco team, but went for Bakayoko. Yep, standard. That was our sort of recruitment sort of shit we used to do back in the day. Will Lukaku be doing everything in his power to talk Lautaro out of a Chelsea move? No idea. I don't think Lautaro is going to go to Lukaku for an endorsement for a Chelsea move, but who knows? Who knows? I like the signing as well. Lautaro Martinez was my first choice for Osimhen, but would mean we have more business with Inter. Well, if we have to do business with Inter, we have to do business with Inter. What else have we got here? Brighton want Broja as part of the Caicedo deal, apparently. Interesting. Any chance Chelsea get Osimhen? Maybe a small chance, but I would say, in my opinion, I would say it is unlikely. That's the reality of the situation. The only reason why Chelsea didn't do well last season is because the players started to lose concentration as soon as Tuchel got sacked. I don't think it would have been top four. There was a lot more problems than that. We still have Datro Fofana. He'll go on loan. Right, let's move away from this Gabri Veiga stuff. What else have we still got to go through, people? Let's quickly go through this Hakim Ziyech thing. Hakim Ziyech could be on his way to Saudi Arabia, which would be massive. Exclusive from Santi JFM, reliable French journalist. Al Nassr want Hakim Ziyech. Negotiations are ongoing to sign the player. The Saudis have made an initial offer to the Moroccan playmaker. Ziyech is interested in joining Al Nassr. This is music to my ears, guys. Getting rid of players that don't want to be here. This is fantastic news. So hopefully, I don't know, Ziyech in his 30s or just about 30, possibly. Looks like he could be on his way to Al Nassr in the Saudi League. We just got to get rid of these guys and just send them wherever we can. And Ziyech is another one that doesn't want to be at the football club. So for me, whoever can take him, we get rid and we move on and we get whatever money we can get, and that's it. So good news that Al Nassr wants Ziyech. They're trying to open negotiations. He'd be open to the move, but again, let's wait and see if anyone else potentially comes in with him. It just goes to show that, if no one else really seems to be in for Hakim Ziyech other than Saudi, it just goes to show how badly this Chelsea move's gone for him and how kind of much he's fallen off a cliff. There is a good player there. He does very well for Morocco, but it's just not worked out for Ziyech at Chelsea. And, people moan about the Saudi Super League and stuff and what they're trying to do, but they're not half going to help us out this summer. If they can take Ziyech off our hands, take Aubameyang off our hands, and maybe a few others, then it's going to help us. Pulisic has got to go. Agree. It's a shame Ziyech didn't work out. Looked really promising, but goodbye and thanks for the Spurs wonder goal. Agreed. Yeah, it was. I was surprised because you watched him for Ajax and he was so good, and then he came to Chelsea and there were flashes here and there, but ultimately just not really enough on a consistent basis. He looked lazy. That was the reality. He just looked lazy. It's unfortunate. That really is unfortunate. What else have we got? Some players will never suit PL football. Ziyech is one. How much do you see us getting for Ziyech? 15 million? 15, maybe 20 tops. I don't know. Some players will never suit. I've done that. Jackson as a Ziyech replacement. I'm not sure about that. No European clubs want Ziyech due to high wages. I'd love to see him in Serie A. I feel like the league suits him. Yeah, I think he could be good in Serie A, but it's clear that no one's really interested in him. If we sell Pulisic and Ziyech, we would have only three wingers: Madrid, Madueke, Sterling. Do you think we need another winger? Quite possibly, but Jackson, again, is versatile, can play down the wing, so we could potentially use him. End the stream, Dave. Now, not just yet. How much will the Saudis pay for Ziyech? I don't actually know. I'd like to think we could maybe get 15, 20 million. Mate, we absolutely did. We got robbed by Ajax with Ziyech. I was excited for Ziyech. I thought it was going to be a really good deal, and it was a decent price for him as well. But it just didn't happen. I don't think it was just because of a free kick. But yeah, it looks like Hakim Ziyech has got. Excuse me, guys. Looks like Hakim Ziyech has got interest from Saudi Arabia, interested in joining Al Nassr. Let's see what financial package they put together. Let's see what happens with this one. But Ziyech finally has a suitor, and a concrete suitor, and it's from Al Nassr and the potential to go and play with Cristiano Ronaldo. So let's wait and see what happens on that front. What else have we got to go through, guys? I've got a few more tabs open here. Let's talk about... I've talked about Mason Mount potentially leaving on a free. We've done that one. Let's move on and round this one out, people, with a goalkeeping situation at the club. Let's see. So Chelsea reportedly have been linked with multiple goalkeepers. Let me just bring this up now, people. What have we got here? So it looks like David Raya is going to join Spurs, but Tom Roddy and the Times, very reliable. Chelsea have been monitoring Brentford keeper David Raya 3 clubs have registered their interest with Brentford. So obviously Chelsea, Spurs, and one other. And Andre Onana is high on the list of possible targets too. Now, for me, it looks like, Onana would be the main target. But obviously, David Raya has been looked at as well. The latest with Onana is that Chelsea are due to meet Inter Milan again next week, and we'll discuss Andre Onana. Again, it's going to take a big fee to get him, maybe 60-odd million euros. Could be a bit more potentially. We're in a good negotiating position though, because we can obviously offer players ourselves, maybe Edouard Mendy, maybe Lukaku as part of the deal, maybe Hakim Ziyech, maybe Kalidou Koulibaly, Lukaku, Edouard Mendy, potentially if they want another goalkeeper. So let's kind of wait and see what happens on that front. With Onana, there's no real updates there either. No real updates. David Raya, I just don't really get the interest from Chelsea. I just don't understand it. It looks like he's going to join Spurs. He has agreed personal terms pretty much on a long-term contract, although Spurs aren't buying into they're not prepared to meet the £40 million valuation that Brentford have got. I think that will drop down. I think you can probably get him for £30 million roughly. But again, Raya doesn't really do it for me. I think it's very much a sideways move. He's not really that much better than Kepa, so let's kind of wait and see. I mean, 60 million euros for a goalkeeper is about 51, 52 million pounds. I think for a decent goalkeeper like Onana that's not bad. Congratulations to Wesley Fofana making his France debut tonight. Good stuff. Yeah, that would obviously be the chant as well. The chant's already made itself for Andre Onana. I don't think 60 million is too much. Such a Spurs deal. It is a bit of a Spurs deal. Chelsea signing Lukaku and Saul tells me that Tuchel didn't get backed by the board. He wasn't given the players he wanted. Yeah, there's obviously some sort of issues there for sure. Kepa, another evidence of Chelsea bad recruitment and now desperate in a new goalkeeper. We do need a new goalkeeper. No, not massively. I suppose the only worries would be is this Caicedo deal? Can we actually get this across the line and get it done? Are we going to be able to get enough players out the door? We're going to get the players out the door that need to be got out the door. Can we do all of them? But yeah, no, I feel in a good place with Chelsea in terms of what we're doing in the window. This news tonight's obviously has made a massive difference. So yeah, look, I try and be as positive and confident as possible until there's reason not to be at the end of the day. Simple as that for me. If Arsenal sign Havertz, I'd maybe shed a tear, and it'd be great if they do. What do you think of Stake as our new sponsor? I thought the club was against gambling. Yeah, look, this has not been officially announced yet. There's been quite a lot of fan backlash to this. From a pure financial perspective, it makes sense because they're the ones that are offering the most money. Allianz only offered 20 million a year, which is kind of mad. Stake offering, I think, 43 or 40. Stake offering around 40 million, so the same as what the 3 contract was worth. It would be a potential 1-year deal. And then hopefully we'll be back in the Champions League, and then we'd be a bit more appealing to sponsors and be able to get potentially more lucrative sponsorship deals. So I understand it from that point of view. In terms of the fact that it's gambling, obviously, it means that you can't sell the official shirts in kids' sizes with the gambling logo on there. No top 6 side has had a gambling sponsor before. They're being ruled out at the end of the 25-26 season. So yeah, look, I think it's if you're talking purely financials, it makes sense, but everything else, it's one of those that, yeah, it doesn't really sit well, if we're being perfectly honest. Potentially Man United interested in Onana as well, but again, I think that depends on what happens with David De Gea. I'd probably say Mike Maignan for me, but Maignan not going to happen. I think we are a bit more proactive at the start than the past few summer transfers. We absolutely are, but I think we have to be because we've got so much to do, and everyone else seems to be trying to get their business done early as well. The reason why some strikers flop at Chelsea is because the midfield lack creativity. Quite possibly, but a lot of strikers have failed. Would you swap Kepa with the Valencia goalkeeper? I don't know much about the Valencia goalkeeper, but people have said quite a lot about him. No more loan, agreed. I think the sponsor might not happen because of the fans' backlash. Yeah, possibly. Let's wait and see. That'd be great. That would be great. Let's wait and see what we can do next season. Yeah, Inter Milan are trying to mug us off. No 2 ways about it. Are we seriously looking at that? Nicolas Jackson's decent. I think he'll be good for us. I think he will be good for us. No 2 ways about it. I think he will be good for us. What else have we got here? Why won't buy the shirt with Stake on? Don't think a lot of people will. Possible that the hair could sign a new contract. Yeah, absolutely is. Chelsea board have blood on their hands for not signing Tchouaméni. I would have taken him. Yeah, I mean, look, in another life, we could have had a midfield of Rice. We could have had Rice and Tchouaméni should have been at the club. In an ideal situation, Rice and Tchouaméni should have been at Chelsea, but they're not because of our previous regime, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. I thought it was a great window, but we're finally getting rid of all Frank's flop signings. Yep, they seem to be heading towards the exit door. What else have we got here? If they further medical, difficult to swap Kepa with anyone. Yeah, we're not going to swap deals. Aren't happen. Thoughts on Veiga? Is he good? Yeah, I think I like Veiga. He's decent. Again, young, not at his full potential yet, but he looks a good player, and I think an exciting one. I think it's an exciting one. So we're basing it off 9 games. I don't think we are basing it off 9 games. No, I'd imagine a lot more work has gone into it in that. Look, if you play Football Manager like myself, you would have heard of him. Obviously linked with Bournemouth, so you'd also hear from him as well. But again, yeah, probably if you don't watch La Liga and you're not massively into European football, then yeah, let's see. Has anyone seen matches with Nico Jackson? Not many, but I think he's an exciting player. That's for sure. Why the hell are Newcastle ahead of us getting Barella? Newcastle aren't really that close to getting Barella. That's the reality. Just a thought, but could we not try for Tchouaméni or Camavinga? No, absolutely not. That's not going to happen. The only reason why Chelsea couldn't sign Tchouaméni is because he wasn't ready to play for us. That's not true. Tchouaméni was ready, and Tuchel said he wasn't ready, so they didn't sign him, and we signed Saul instead. Massive mistake. I don't mind Kai going to Arsenal, no issues. That Arsenal had a bid rejected. I think Chelsea will bring their asking price down, and then Kai Havertz to Arsenal will probably happen at some point in the next couple of weeks. No, he absolutely wouldn't be. Maignan would cost a lot more than £60 million. Rice is nothing more than just a neat and tidy player. He's no standout. I respectfully disagree with that. He absolutely is good enough for Chelsea. I think he's a phenomenal footballer. He really is very, very good. So, yeah, let's wait and see what happens on that. But yeah, the goalkeeping situation for me, it appears that it's going to be either going to be another season of Kepa or it will be Andre Onana next season. That's the way that I see it. So many people are upset about Jackson. Yeah, it's honestly it's classic. It's absolutely classic. You know, people moan because they're like, oh, why are we never going for these kind of? Why would we never find these sort of gem players? Why do we never make those signings? Why do we always let Brighton and other clubs find them and then we end up paying twice as much money or 3 times as much money for them in a couple of years' time? Why do we never find those players? We do something like that with Jackson. Oh, why are we signing him? Oh, I've never heard of him. What's he going to do? Like it's honestly it's mad. Quite possibly, yeah. I don't think there's much of a market for Kepa. I really don't. We need to trust Poch. Kane is what he is today because of him, and he's actually good. Yeah, no, we do need to trust Poch. Some other fan base are very scared because of selling players too. If Rice is really that good, why did West Ham finish? But it's not just down to him. It's like one person doesn't make a team. Mount moving to Man United might be a wrong move for him. Yeah, potentially. I'm not sure. Thoughts? There was confirmation that Poch is keeping Kepa. No, there was a report from Sky Sports saying that he'd be happy to keep Kepa as a number one. That's for sure. So yeah, that would be that's what we're looking at the moment potentially. So for me, I've always maintained on the goalkeeping position, I think it is going to be either Kepa staying as number one again, or it'll be Onana. Exactly this. Yeah. Then cry about Jackson, but I've literally not watched a minute of his game. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Moan about, we're not good enough for Chelsea. Haven't even watched him play. So how are you coming to those conclusions? Yeah, exactly. High risk, low reward. Low risk, high reward. These kind of signings are. People need to calm down. I absolutely agree on that. I mean, I think this pretty much brings us to the end and a good place to round out almost. When do you think? Well, let's have a quick look at the last few things in the chat. When do you think we'll get a goalkeeper? Hard to tell. Maybe by the end of the month or before we go on pre-season. That would be ideal, preferably. Saul was awful for us on that goal against Luton. Yeah, he was okay at left wing back on occasion, but yeah. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, guys, I think Rasmus Højlund is better than Jackson. Again, Højlund's young. He's 20. He's scored a few more goals and he's a bit more heard of. But yeah, let's wait and see. If Havertz played like he did against Dortmund, he'll cook at Arsenal. I don't think it's as simple as that. I don't mind having 3 young strikers who are hungry. I agree on that. Bro, thank you for tuning in, my guy. Appreciate it. I have a simple conclusion. Like, Poch is famous for making his teams cover more of the pitch. Obviously, me, the striker and a new goalkeeper. I trust Poch. Yeah, I trust him as well. We haven't really had luck with the lower price strikers either. The likes of Remy. Look, I think Remy did a job. Demba Ba did a job. Eto was okay. Yeah, Batshuayi wasn't great. Will Jackson be our main striker next season? I don't think so, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, people, I am going to round this one out, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, each and every single one of you. I massively appreciate it. Make sure you smash the likes on both channels, guys. Get the likes up. Get my channel to 100 likes. We're almost there. Get Chelsea Fan TV up to 150, 200 likes, whatever it may be. Make sure you subscribe to both channels as well, guys. I'm going to put the links in the chat for the final time. So here we are. This is my links in the chat, and as is Chelsea Fan TV. Make sure you show both channels some love. And yeah, guys, make sure you do that. I don't know if I've done that right, actually. Hold on. Let me just put it in there again just to make sure. So both links are now in the chat. So make sure you subscribe to both channels, guys. Smash the like. It's been good fun tonight. I've enjoyed interacting with you all. Thank you for tuning in. Big up yourselves. Smash the likes on the way out on both channels. Subscribe to both channels if you haven't done so already. Chelsea are going to be bidding for Moises Caicedo next week. Nicolas Jackson is going to be the first summer signing for the club. Terms have been agreed with the 21-year-old from Villarreal. That should be done next week. But yeah, guys, big up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, there'll be no transfer stream tomorrow because I'm at a wedding. So there'll be no transfer stream tomorrow. Hopefully no big news. But I'll be back on Sunday. It was a day off tomorrow because I've got a wedding to go to. But I'll be back Sunday, guys. So make sure you're locked in there. Big up everyone in the chat. Peace out. Up the Chels.